Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. We are late to the party. Our first computer glitch of the season. I made the mistake to reboot the computer this morning, and it did a Windows update. And you know how those go. This one went on and on and on and on and on and on. And every time I rebooted, it said 68%. And then it went to 80%. So, hey, what's up, Mitchell Bayer? Thanks for that. Good morning, Jamelia Rooney. Still flooding down in Cape Coral. It is crazy rain totals coming in. You can still see it. We talk about that rain train. Oh, my goodness. I think it's been raining down there for like 12 hours straight. Cape Coral, Northport, Fort Myers area. Just constant. Look at that. That's current live radar. And we got 4 inches here in Oldsmar since midnight. I don't know what we got yesterday. So we got landfall fixing to happen. Looks like it might be just west of Cedar Key. We'll see what they say. Might have already happened. I haven't looked yet. I was trying to reboot my computer. 11 inches so far in Northport. Man, that is crazy a foot. Good morning, David Berryhill. How's it going? It's coming right at you, man. This is Hunter, by the way. So we're going to let everybody get chimed in here. We got a late start. And Julie's going to be pretty pissed off at me because she's dumping her car off to get the rear window tint fixed. And I told her I'd be there around 10, 20, 30. And since we're 20 minutes late, she's going to be late. Oh, boy. Oh, well. Oh, man. Your tornado warnings all morning. Yep. So here we go. We're going to talk about... oh, here comes a yawn. No, this is little Hunter. You go yawn, buddy? Oh, man. Yeah, Shelly, I got it. Shelly just texted me. So, yeah, we're back on, Shelly. She's like, you're good to go. I'm like, all right, we're good to go. That's current live radar. We're going to talk about stuff now. So, here we go. Hunter. All right, so this is live radar, and this is probably, the last, 3 hours? It goes... I don't know. Actually, it goes about 5 hours. That's your last 5 hours radar for Florida. Shelly, no. I mean, I was just reading your last one about something else. Sun is out in Clearwater. Yes, I know. It's great for some people. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about Elsa. Elsa is... Believe it or not, they still had hurricane warnings up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was shocked. 65-mile-an-hour winds still reported. I thought this thing would have died off more overnight, but nope, they kept the hurricane warnings up. It had a little burst of convection still this morning. So 5 a.m. this morning, we still had hurricane warnings up. These are your winds getting really close to landfall. And... we still have storm surge warnings stretching down through Cape Coral because of these onshore winds here coming in from the Gulf. So, still have storm surge warnings. Still have tropical storm warnings for a big chunk of the Florida West Coast. This is your tropical storm force warnings. Believe it or not, are still extending down into Sarasota through the Skyway. So. Slow weakening, not by much. Some tornado warnings overnight. We had a tornado watch. We got a new tornado watch here at northern Florida and lower Georgia. So that's until 1 p.m. Here's your counties. So tornado watch here. Let's leave that up for a second. Oh, I didn't turn my date off. So that's happening right now, tornado watch. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the beginning and start fresh. Let's see what happened, what didn't happen. The day after a storm, everybody either says they got it, or it was the biggest bust in history. And it definitely didn't have the winds, that's for sure. The some of those winds, I don't think ever made it down to the surface that they were showing. So that's been the big talk, is the winds never really came down to the surface. Definitely creating a little more buzz online. So, all right, good morning. So everybody should be logged in now. So first and foremost, big thanks to ABC here in Florida. They sponsor the morning daily brew here. So big thanks to ABC here in Florida. After tracking Elsa, I have a feeling we're all going to need a big stash of adult goodies from this storm. It's only Wednesday, so we got 2 more days to the weekend. So big thanks to ABC for supporting us. We got Twitter going on. There's all kinds of information on Twitter. And we'll follow that here in a second. So let's talk about what's coming. Here's a great graphic from the Weather Channel. Love it. They show the inland effects. It didn't come up. Right here. Let me copy the address. This is Weather Channel, weather.com. Great graphic. So this is current watches and warnings as of 8 a.m. And there's our tropical storm force winds warnings expected to go through the state here into Georgia, into Charleston, and the South Carolina, North Carolina state line. So these are legitimate tropical storm warnings now to come. Areas in red can see tropical storm warnings through the day today into tomorrow. And then we got a watch up for Carolinas and lower Virginia. Likely will become warnings. Maybe the 11 o'clock advisory. So that's a great graphic because it shows inland effects. Let's see. All right, let's go back to the page. All right, so we did a little storm chasing last night, and definitely did not get exactly the winds that we were expecting here. But we still have hurricane warnings up now and tropical storm force warnings. So, they're somewhere. They're just not. They just weren't where we were at. We were in Clearwater Beach. Got a lot of rain here in Oldsmar. I know a lot of folks that had some pretty nasty weather, some tornado warnings. A lot of the outer banding was the serious stuff on this storm. This seemed like the convection. We had an eye wall around 9-10 o'clock. It looked like it was going to definitely solidify and bring some nasty weather to Pinellas County, but man, it just dissolved like boom, like into the unknown. And then the 11 o'clock advisory came out, and we still had a hurricane. Good question there, Brendan Paul. Why did Tampa get the worst of it? Well, it's kind of like a subtropical system, like. We had that influence of the front here in southwest shear, and Barclinic type formation of storms that we see a lot on the Gulf Stream coming off of like a nor'easter. We had some systems last year brew like this, and sometimes it just brings the wider storms wider out from the center. We had a mid-level circulation that was more northeast of center. So some of this convection could have been firing more from the mid-level disturbance, and we saw basically, a wraparound here of storms that kind of voided the big stuff. So, yeah, who knows? But there's a last-minute blow up here of convection, and the hurricane warnings were left in place. So we'll see exactly what they show as a landfall here soon. Down the road, we're still even showing us storm surge chances. 8 o'clock, 2 to 4 foot here along Tampa Bay, 3 to 5 foot along a big chunk here, Enclote River northward. So still expecting higher tides, and NHC keeping the storm surge warnings up 3 to 5 feet, and we got some storm surge possible on the Georgia, South Carolina coast here as this exits. So there you go for that. I put the estimated radar up coming. Let me do that. Hey, you guys are loud. You guys be quiet. They're a little too loud today. Thank you, Alex. So there's that. All right. So listen, I get it that we some of you didn't get hurricane force winds. But listen, every graphic that I put out there is official graphics. And if it doesn't verify, then nobody's hyping because they're official graphics. So I don't know what to say. This has been a weird one. We had no winds coming in from the south side that pushed that surge in like we saw with Ada. This system opened up on the west and the south side, so I don't think we had the convection. And biggest thing is we didn't have pressure drop. The pressure, 1,007. When this thing was fixing to come up parallel to the coast here in Pinellas, Sarasota, Bradenton, the pressure increased to 1,007 instantly. And I'm sure looking down the road, they're going to analyze this and say, obviously, the pressure is a huge part of surge. And if the surge didn't equate to what Ada did, the two things that is different, the surface winds on Ada made it to the ground, and the pressure drop of Ada helped the surge because of thunderstorms. And so we definitely didn't get the worst effects, which is great news. Nobody wants that, but still scratching heads here. What's going on? So I got a lot of beef for sure on this one graphic. I saw it shared all over Twitter, and I shared it, and it did not verify. This was National Weather Service graphic. National Weather Service. They put this out. Max winds. Didn't happen. So I would tell you, walk like a duck, smell like a duck, and quack like a pelican. That's so, whatever. That's that's the ever-changing world of tropics. Is you never know what you're going to get. But officially, we had a hurricane. So there you go. There's a convection. The big stuff still bubbling down south. The tails of these guys are very impressive. Flooding potential today still high as our system treks northeast. Hey, Hunter, you're making a lot of noise. You gotta stop that. I can't listen to you snore all day. So there you go. There's the high chance of flooding today going into Charleston even. Charleston expected 1 to 2 feet of surge. It doesn't take much for Charleston to flood. So, 1 to 2 feet of surge expected close to Charleston there. So that'll be watched as Elsa turns. So the latest advisory from the Hurricane Center had it at 999. So it did finally drop pressure again. Latest here, 1,002, a little weakening. But latest fix, 8 o'clock, 999 pressure. Hey, thanks, Angie. It doesn't bother me. It just bothers me. I guess it just bothers me that I try so hard not to hype, and people still think I hype. So whatever. And then people want me to then people want me to give an opinion, and if my opinion they don't like, it's hyping. So, hey, what's up, Erica? Right? They're gonna revoke my award. Yeah, right. Hey, Jerry, we did not get the storm tide as high as we were storm chasing last night. Safety Harbor was up. Everything was up a couple feet for sure. You could see it. It just we didn't get that 3 to 5 on top of tides. And again, I believe it's because we didn't have a south wind to blow in. The strongest part of the storm yesterday, when it was down south of the bay, obviously the winds are blowing this way. So the strongest part of the storm kind of blew the winds from the southeast and from the east. So that's a big part of it, Elsa was Ada was pretty strong all the way around the system, and we had a lot more convection on the south side. So at the last second, Elsa started drying up on the bottom side. So when our storm passed to the north, the winds were weak on the south side and couldn't push that water in. Plus the pressure was high. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, more than anything. So, all right, there's radar. You can see that big tail coming in. Let's look at future radar real quick. So down the road, really, this is still going to be an issue for Carolinas and Georgia here. We got a tropical storm. It's not expected to lose any punch as far as tropical storm status goes. So tropical storm through today, over tonight. You can see your timestamps. Pretty much been right there. What we've been talking the last several days as far as timing goes. Heavy rains start later tonight for Georgia and to South Carolina, and then tomorrow morning North Carolina, and then by tomorrow evening or Thursday evening it escapes Carolina. By early Friday it's gone. And we're going to get a little clip here. Connecticut, Boston. So we're going to have a tropical storm for the Northeast, believe it or not. And then it's going to go over Nova Scotia end of the weekend. So tropical storm is still expected. Look at that. So let's look at some future radar real quick, just to give everybody an idea on timing. That seems like the number one thing. Daytime storm for North Carolina. So the main threat coming now for the rest of the day today, we're going to see these isolated tails coming in off of, we'll just look at the whole southeast, and then we'll just you can see it all. So the 12Z's running now. Here we go. This is current. So, look, this is pretty much what we're looking at right now as far as radar. And as we go to noon, we have another tail setting up maybe more towards the Bay Area. Still, we got another tail hanging on, bringing in all that Gulf juice. So these tails are going to follow along. Talked about this all day yesterday. These lingering, and then look, and that's playing out like predicted. So noontime today, we're going to start to see rains off the Atlantic, and they're going to come off and curve back in. So the Gulf Stream will definitely spark some storms, and that's why we have a tornado watch up for, chunk right here. But anyway, here's noon, and let's go to about 3-4 o'clock. Here is 3 o'clock tonight. Look, starting to get these squalls here into Georgia. So 3 o'clock today. These squalls could get a little strong coming in off the Atlantic as they get pulled in now to Elsa. And we still have lingering squalls here to watch. So, and by the way, there's nothing brewing in the Atlantic. I don't know. I got a million questions today. There's stuff brewing. I don't see anything brewing. There's nothing official on the NHC map. We'll go over that here in a little bit. Just wanted to point that out real quick. So there's that. All right, so this is 3 o'clock today. Everybody wants to know time, and let's go to tonight. Here is 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight. Look. Oh, God, I always... See, this is what happens. Let me show you what happens. So when you touch these little bars, we all like bars, right? Hey, Jamelia Rooney. Yeah, it's coming for you, Jamelia. So I love this bar. Toby Keith. But when I bring my mouse over to hit my little pointer, right? So I hit my pointer right here. You don't see that part. You see my mouse coming down. If I hit one of my bars, see, I love bars so much, I hit them. I hit them all. Look, when you hit 40 on my way down, oh, now it's not doing it. What the heck? Oh, it's when I hit it on the way up. Watch. 40. See? That's what I do. So here's tonight. I just got to move around the bars. Stay away from the bars. Good advice. Isaac Taylor, how's it going? Things are a little quiet. Sahara dust is pretty strong. We got a graphic I'll show you that's expecting a little bit more drier main development region here in the next couple weeks as far as dry air goes. Well, we didn't look at power outages. We look at that. Let's finish looking at this, and then we'll look at power outages. A lot of linemen are out there waiting. Tina, thanks. Hey, Robin. So here's 8 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock tonight. Squall line's still setting up. So if you got any plans, it's just, these little squall lines are gonna, and this is the part of the tropics that I love, is periods of sunshine, a fast moving squall line, sunshine, and that's what we're going to get throughout the day today. This is later tonight, 8 or 9 o'clock. Obviously the heavy stuff starts to come in off of the Atlantic to be watching for, and of course heavy rains. So that's tonight, 8 o'clock. Let's go to midnight tonight. There's midnight tonight. Look, still a possibility of squall lines coming up through North Florida. Still got squall lines off the Atlantic. So we'll see if they issue any more tornado watches. But you can always get water spouts, especially off the warm Gulf Stream. And this is midnight tonight. So pay attention to that. Midnight tonight. Let's go to 7 o'clock tomorrow. Here is 7 a.m. tomorrow. Boom. That's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Look, still little guys hanging on. This is like Olaf. Wait for me, wait for me. So we're still getting occasional little chasers. Since we got the bar theme going, these are little chasers. Locals talking about tornadoes for Savannah. Well, there you go. We just talked about that. These squalls off the Atlantic. We're going to have southwest shear, instability in the atmosphere, and you can get tornadoes. So yeah, pay attention to that. So here's tomorrow, 6 a.m. Hefty little squalls developing here for South Carolina. So that's tomorrow. And then let's go to, here's 11 a.m. tomorrow. Look at this. Still chances for some scragglers coming in. The heavy stuff, obviously the rain's all heavy. I'm focused more on the severe weather threat, but there's your rain. This is tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then it drifts up into Virginia. Let's switch over to mid-Atlantic and see. So now we got to focus down here. So here is Thursday, 3 p.m. Virginia getting some rain now, some heavy rains tomorrow, 3 p.m. And then tomorrow, 10 p.m. And then it kind of races up. Look at that. Wow, man. All right, let's go now. Let's switch to New England. So here's tomorrow. This is Friday, 6 a.m. So here's Friday. All right, so here's Friday, 6 a.m. No, Friday, 2 a.m. I'm looking at 60. It's Friday, 2 a.m. So Friday, 2 a.m., big cluster down nearing Jersey. And then look at this radar presentation. This is Friday, 6 a.m. And kind of opening up a little bit, but this is as far out as the HRR goes. This is Friday, 8 a.m. So you get the idea. This sucker, it's going to be trucking along. It's not going to be over water, so, likely not going to strengthen. So that's good news. The official wind speeds here for these tropical storm points are 45, 40, 45. A little strengthening. 50 over water, so a little bit. They're expecting a little bit more strengthening over land. So still going to be windy. Let's look at some wind charts. These are official wind charts. If they don't pan out, call the people. Whoever the people are. All right, let's look at the Euro. The Euro and GFS both have good wind charts. So let's take a look at max wind gusts that you might get. So here's wind gusts for the GFS. This isn't the high resolution. We got to go to 1 hour. All right, so here's your max wind gusts for the GFS, and it stops here at the Carolinas. We'll go back, but yellow is, these are knots. So light green is 30 to 34 knots. Yellow is 34 to 38 knots. So there's your tropical storm force winds. Of course, they're going to be a little stronger on the coast. Mid-Atlantic maximum winds, there you go. Starts to get a little more windier on the northern Outer Banks into South Virginia there. We could have 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. And then let's take a look at the Northeast. And we have most of the heavy stuff stays offshore. And then the GFS, let's take, or Euro. Let's go back to the Southeast. Here's the max. Now the Euro is a lot more aggressive, big time. Yeah, Texas. Let's talk about Texas. Texas is a little bit of lingering front. It's kind of pushing inland a little bit. I will show you that here in a second. But anyway, here's your max winds on the Euro. Pretty aggressive. Brown is 60s. So you could have some high wind gusts here with the Euro. The Euro's showing a little bit more. Euro's been a little more aggressive on the modeling. And there you go. Could be windy. Could be windy. Getting a little more stronger here. 70s. And then the Northeast. There you go. So that, definitely the Euro is aggressive. 70s. So we could get some pretty gusty winds towards the end of the week here as Elsa escapes out of the U.S. So we'll see if that pans out. Let's take a look at what the pressures are on the tropical tidbits here. Must be low in order for that to happen. So let's see what the Euro is cooking. 1,002, that 998, 996. So yeah, the Euro is predicting a little bit of deepening actually over land. And then the GFS is the opposite, a little weakening over land. CMC. Now the CMC last year, look at that, that's pretty good. Look at the CMC, right smack dab in the middle. CMC always is smack dab in the middle between the GFS and Euro. The CMC was showing our system kind of blowing apart a little bit on the west coast of Florida. And it kind of did that. It went to 1,007 millibar. That's really high pressure. Yeah, Brian, you're right. The Euro looked like a hero because the water vapor the Euro predicted was going to not be a factor, and it did. The water vapor lost that dry air into the night, but it wasn't enough. But if we're at 1,000 millibar right now, then the Euro could be onto something. So we could get some strong winds here across the eastern coast as this thing escapes through the weekend. But listen, by the weekend, even strong winds up here in Maine. Friday night. So we'll watch that, official forecast. Let's take a look at some more interactive stuff here that the NHC has. I think we got a wind chart. No, we don't have wind timestamps, so I wish we did timestamps. We don't, but But anyway, there's a cone. Anyway, all right. Chris, the new today is 9:30 is the new 19. Laura, yeah, it's gonna follow you to New York. Gotta love it. Didn't see a snowflake. You're in the wrong season, Elaine. Why is this not going to weaken much over land? Well, it's going to be fueling up. It's going to be using a little bit of energy from above, actually, from the jet. Brantley, I know she can wait. Hey, Mitch, I appreciate it. I think it takes a little time. I think it takes Facebook time for that to happen. Like a day or so. Plus, it's going to be feeding off of the Atlantic. Brewing in some moisture. So yeah, Charleston, you got a 1 to 2 foot possibility storm surge, and definitely under a tropical storm warning. So we could have some storm surge and tropical storm warning for you. So yeah, tropical storm surge, Charleston. Bobby, yeah, wasn't as bad as it could have been. Let's see, how can a storm not lose any punch when it's traveling over land? No, we see storms because of upper atmosphere. With the jet stream can help rotation, and it's going to stay warm core. I mean, that's the definition of the tropics is. Got to stay warm core with thunderstorms, around the center, and this one appears it's going to do that. It's going to be fueling, it's going to be close enough to the coast to not lose much intensity and gain, pick up some of that warm Atlantic tropical juice. But the NAC hurricane hunters were noting last night that the circulation remains stacked, and it is looking halfway stacked on radar. So that is partly due to why we're seeing this thing maintain itself. Let's show the windy map. So they're talking a lot about tide levels. Haven't seen the surge like we did during Eta, so that's good news. Here's your SPC map for today. So there you go. They got it extended northward. Obviously, daytime heating is going to be a contributor to this. So later in the day, we could see stormy weather once we start getting the squalls off the Atlantic. Right now, they're not going to be strong enough coming in. But once our system starts pulling up from the southeast, this is when the chances will increase for squalls to get pretty rough off of the Atlantic. So definitely later today, we're going to start to see these squalls coming in off the Atlantic. So few brief tornadoes are possible along the South Atlantic coast. Hey, they're snoring in stereo. Yeah. Hey, you can't wake up and just keep snoring, buddy. Come here. I got so many toys over here. Wake them up. Gainesville. Well, no, Gainesville. We're still gonna have these storms coming in from the southwest throughout the day. Best advice: look at radar. We're going to have stormy squalls. It's just a matter of where they're going to set up. And you can see, even in Gainesville, we got dark green today. There's always this threat of these lingering storms coming in from our system. So, they're not going to be as persistent today. We'll have periods of sunshine for sure, but they're, these quick-moving tropical squalls can dump a lot of rain in a short amount of time. And with daytime heating, they could be kind of strong. Lightning definitely hitting pretty hard down south Florida. This has been the storyline for. It's amazing. I mean, look at this. There's a ton of lightning coming in on this little guy. I mean, that, Cape Coral area, Northport to like Naples last night. We just had tremendous rains, 10, 12, 13, 14 inches. I've been reading in parts. We had 4 inches in just, I wonder if I'm back online yet. We had one power glitch last night. I don't know if my meter's back. Oh, I am updated. All right, so let me see what we had. So we had officially, my wind thing stinks because I got too many trees. But we had 3.5 inches today. That was since midnight. Yesterday, we had, there's no way, 3.5. Couldn't be the exact same. Is that possible? Oh, I was off. No? Oh, those are live things. 3, 4, 5. I don't know what's going on. I know we had at least. I'm not getting any data from yesterday. I think it's still uploading. It's probably not online. It's probably in my little thing here. Let me take a look. So here's my AccuRite little thing here. You can kind of see it. See, look. So let me look here real quick. I want to see. I've never used the button. I only look at it online. Let's see. Touch. Shelly's gonna have to tell me how to do this. Let's see real quick. I gotta know what we had yesterday because when I came home, the pool was already overflowing, and we had a lot of rain this morning, like crazy rain. Oh well, I think it's all online. I can only look at today. So I'll look at my app. But man, we had a lot of rain here. At least 5 inches, I bet. What's up, Mike? Hey, Joey. 4.5 inches in West Chase. That's a dog snoring, I know. And he is louder than normal today. I keep throwing dog toys over there, hoping they wake up. Jacksonville, yeah, Joy. I just posted estimated radar that it's coming. All right, so let's close that out. Again, Tropics down the road. This graphic got posted today, actually, July 7th. Hey, stop it. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. He's not going to stop it. So this got posted today. Let me go back to it. I got a lot of windows I got to close here. Let me close all my windows. Yep, I just closed the one I wanted to look at. All right, let me close these. Start fresh. Start fresh. Always a good thing. Start fresh. All right. So this graphic got posted today, and look at this. This is the main development region, and look, we have weekly rainfall pretty low in the lower third of historical range. All right. So this is possibly, hopefully. So Tanya, they don't stop. Thank you, Loretta Reed. Gotta get a water gun. That would be funny. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find a trick here. I don't know what I can do. Temporary. So anyway, this yellow is dry conditions expected. Doesn't mean things can't change, but this is posted. We look at long range. Let's look at this little blob over here in Texas. It's just kind of leftover frontal boundary stuff. It's not really showing any sign of tropical development. So I mean, we watch it. I don't think the pressures are dropping there yet. I got a good link here to Bay News 9 that shows Gulf pressures. Here they are. So they're high too. 1,009, 10. Not showing much for pressures. Not a lot of spinach. Animated precipitation map here. You know, honestly, it's kind of crazy. We haven't talked about this, but remember when we had Invest 95 and most of the models showed moisture kind of going that way while Elsa did that way? This kind of being pushed off in a sense. But anyways, not showing much, so no worries there. Long range, let's look at some long range modeling here on the ensemble list. And if we just go out 10 days, let's take a look. 10 days, nothing. Not one spaghetti model for long-term development on the euro. 15 days. So at least for now, the euro's saying nothing. The GFS is saying, Hunter, where you going, buddy? Now he's getting up and walking to the now he's looking at me. You know where you're going. You don't go there. You don't go outside. Here's a 10-day GFS. Nothing. Definitely Pacific side, but we're focused on the Atlantic. 15-day, one lonely spaghetti model. So Tropics do not look excited for the next 2 weeks. Maybe the MJO had a lot more than we think too. The MJO showed a pretty suppressed stage, and you know, that could have been an influencer as far as maybe this pressure drops. That's a huge negative pulse here. You know, I haven't read one person talking about this online, but this right here could be part of the reason that Elsa never could get her pressures. I think the lowest pressure might have been like upper 990s briefly, but it was always a high pressure system. So that could be something. So even though we had a hurricane, we didn't get the winds to the surface. I don't know everything about the MJO, trust me. Damn, dude, cover what's happening today. All right, well, hey, great advice, man. Oh, my God. African waves kind of dried up a little bit. Yeah, Chris, don't even mention the word Daytona. But anyway, the MJO, think about it. Uprising air. You know, maybe this helped contribute to the higher pressures. I am going to pose that question on Twitter right now, actually. Let's see if we get any responses. So let me copy this. Let me let's go to Twitter. Could the strong suppressed passing of the MJO been a factor of winds not really reaching surface and pressure of Elsa staying so high? Watermelon sugar, hi. Let's see. I don't think I can edit. Well, I can do that. Let's do that there. Could a strong suppressed passing of the MJO been a factor of winds not really reaching the surface and pressures of Elsa staying so high? All right, let's see if we get any big dogs. Answer little dogs. It's always nice when big dogs play with little dogs. I tried to wake our buddy Barbara. Hey, we got 1 million followers. I guess it's impossible now to make everybody happy. But the hype thing irks me. So if you want to get kicked off the page, just say I hype, because that's not the truth, and we're not going to have that. So Josh Morganman went to Cedar Key, and he said it was pretty impressive winds for a tropical storm. Recon, Alex Borham. This is cyclonic weather. We use his stuff a lot. We love him. He's got a good tracker for hurricane hunters too. I got the link up here. These are all the modeling links that you can do yourself. Cyclonic weather. And we got recon data. That's his recon page, so you can check his stuff out. Kind of neat. Shows you wind barbs, shows you wind speeds, shows you plots on pressure and the flight platypus. Satellite imagery. Let's look at red, green, blue. So that our system definitely got stacked. It just is weird how we had the main convection build itself back over the lower center and nothing happened. So I'm sticking to the MJO. Nobody, not one person's talked about the MJO. And I think the MJO, because we know the MJO ignites the tropics, this one, Elsa could have been trying hard. Like, she could have been a Cat 3 deep down inside, but the MJO kept her in check. And kept her minimal. So that's crazy. Yeah, that's right. We hype this beer. Who was Josh call? Yeah, hey, because all the modeling was showing that we had a chance, Josh. The hyper page. Braden got a typical rain shower. Yeah, well, Donna, you're just north. It wasn't typical to the south, trust me. Did you hear it? All right, so about midnight, we went on Drew Garabo live last night, and you got to hear this. He had us on live. It was a good time talking with them. He did a Drew Garabo live, and he was posting online, hey, give me a call, anybody out there? So I called him, and he ended our little segment with a rap. And we're gonna have to make a playlist between all of our Andy Simmons songs, the Back in the Cone Again song, and the Drew Garabo. Hey, I got water temps. I'll go over that. Let me delete my computer reboot post, because now we're live, so we don't need to see that. But somebody was kind enough to share it to us. Let me play it. It's pretty funny. This was Jennifer King. Hey, thanks, Jennifer King, because now it's a memory. So listen to this. This is hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Ready? Here we go.
You grace us with your presence on the radio. I will find an instrumental rap beat, and I'm going to get one of these for you.
30 seconds.
Check it. Mike's weather page. Go at ABC if you're of age. You can go there and you won't be sicker. ABC finds spirits and a whole lot of liquor. Mike's weather on the phone, no need to fear. You can go to Big Storm and get his brand of beer. I'ma kick this beat like an NFL punter, and you should be chugging that Hurricane Hunter. So there you go, Mike. Every time you call, I will give you an impromptu.
That was so cool.
Free.
He's the man. Let's see if anybody responded to me on Twitter yet. Not yet, I don't think. Let's see, Mike's Twitter page. I had 10 likes. Hey, Ray, thanks if you're listening. Nice stream. Hey, you got a Jack. Remember Jack? Pick up Jack. Okay, let's see. What else is on the Twitter board? Nothing now. So we got the Lightning game tonight. Nothing's going to get canceled on that. That's great. We have Tropics looking a little slow for a little bit. That's great. Janelle's barely got much in Bradenton. I know. And again, it didn't fizzle for everybody. We might not have got the wins, but holy cow, we got the rains. and a lot of it. So remember that we were showing these rain maps. They were bouncing between green, yellow, and orange, green, yellow, and orange, green, yellow, and orange, and then every now and then they would have an orange here, and then they would take the orange off. Orange was 6 to 10, right? So the one thing that was underestimated was these rain trains. And man, like I said, we got 5 or 6 inches here in Oldsmar. That was well above what we were supposed to. But this area right here, it got hammered overnight with rains, way more than expected. And we had our tornado warnings. We're starting to get a little wraparound rains here on the Panhandle side. Texas is getting hit hard with rains this morning from that little bit of disturbance here. Heavy rainfall rates here. Corpus Christi, Victoria, Houston area. This has just been lingering for days. This big old leftover frontal boundary has just been lingering, and definitely was an influencer on why Elsa went north. But definitely some flooding going on there, and lots of flood watches in effect for Texas here. You can see them. Some flash flood warning in Texas. So, it's got a little spin on radar, but it's not going into the Gulf, it appears. So, I guess we can keep an eye on it, but, it's just I think it's more of a mid-level disturbance. So, mid-level over land is not going to equate to much. So there you go. So we just got a bunch of mid-level spinach. And there's that divergence flow here, kind of like a sea breeze in effect. It's actually got a little surface flow over land, but nothing's showing up tropical with it. So hey, I guess we can call it a land cane, but it's rain. That's crazy looking though, but we're not getting any signs of formation. I don't think. Crossing winds here, helping spin. So I don't know. I'll keep one eye on it. But anyway, here's your map. This is the most important map. This is your 5-day map from the NHC. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of people saying there's a disturbance in the Atlantic, but look, there's nothing. So, and we saw that long-range precipitation map, and it wasn't showing anything. So, as far as it looks, with the ensemble maps, and could be a quiet week at least ahead. Let's hope so. Now, yesterday, hey, Robert Williams had some serious weather, and Robert, you're going to get some big winds coming from Elsa. Dwayne, the worst in southeast Georgia. Well, you got right now. You're under a tornado watch, and the squalls are going to get stronger as the day goes on. So, rest of today into maybe early morning hours, you can watch for these squalls coming in off of the Atlantic. Hey, Dale, it was good meeting up last night, man. So we did see last night when I was we were live. Let's go back to Tropical Tidbits. So we got this mid-level energy here. I haven't looked. I always hit the damn sounding button. This little spot right here. So some of the models were showing some mid-level energy coming across the Atlantic for next week. Right here. See right there? The euro was a little more aggressive, but see it? Just a little mid-level. Sometimes these can surprise us right here. This is next week, but models are kind of consistent on it as far as mid-level juice coming across. No ensembles are showing it. So I'm not going to really post anything about it yet until I think that we could see something out of it. But maybe I'll do a supporter or two or afternoon video on that. But there is some mid-level energy showing up. And I looked at it yesterday too, and it was still there. And I wanted to wait till the morning to see if it was still there, and it's still there. So, we'll keep an eye on that. So, all right. Robert Williams, Northeast looks bad again today. Yeah, so you got this here. Look at this. You got low pressure to your north, and look, yeah, you're right. I mean, so you're going to get, luckily tornado chances aren't showing up, just wind, but that's why there's our 5% tornado chance. That's why we have tornado watch up. It could get extended maybe a little bit into South Carolina tonight, overnight maybe, but there's your tornado chances. Tomorrow pushes up to the Carolina coast. So all this is, leading into tomorrow, Thursday. All right. Cool. Buggy, yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Lots of storms start from not Africa. Well, that was a bad sentence. Hey, some of YouTube ask, why do big storms avoid Pellis County? Well, there's a myth about Indian burial grounds, and who knows, right? But who knows? Could be right. Bill in Lauderdale was not on YouTube. I couldn't stream remotely. I have to work on that. I'm hoping to. I bought a converter program that I think I'll be able to do it next time. So, anything else? Buoy cam links? Yeah, I do, David. There's buoy cam. Oh, I don't know if I have buoy cameras. I have buoy links down here on the bottom. Buoy data. Buoy. So yeah, Bucky, listen. So good question. I love questions like that. But here is points of origin, and let's go to October here, and you can see quite a few storms here in October form in the Caribbean. A lot. So sometimes these are waves that end up getting lifted. Sometimes these are old frontal boundaries that end up lingering, and we get low pressure areas left behind, and then they pull up. So it's we've even had crossover energy from the Pacific. Sometimes a storm will cross from the Pacific over and actually get started. So the Caribbean, definitely can brew its own low pressure system and form storms. Look at this. This is a graphic. This is a huge graphic. Oh my God, it's taking a while. This is from cyclone tracks. Holy crap! This is on NOAA's site. Look at this. This is really draining the resources. So, here's all the history of storms. Trying to load. That's a big graphic. Beach conditions. I think Clearwater Beach is fine, Debbie. There's going to be squally weather. Oh, look at that. So, hurricanes are. It doesn't even matter. You can't see anything. But here's all storms in the last since 1851. So, looks like everybody's got something. Mother Nature is not picky. That's some true spaghetti models. Oh, yeah, let's see if it made landfall. Let's go to NHC. Shay Gibson saying making landfall near Steinhatchee. Or Steinhatchee. Let's see what the Hurricane Hunter is there. No official word from the Hurricane Center yet, but I've never been a big landfaller or posting landfall. Look at that shelf cloud. Wow. This is just updated. Risk for a few tornadoes continues across lower Georgia and upper Florida. This is why we have a tornado watch up. So they are mentioning a risk for a few tornadoes across the watch area. Here is the excessive rain map. Look at this, Texas. Look at that. Man, Texas getting that weird little land disturbance. High rain, high flood chances. Steinhatchee. Thanks, John. Hey, Lori, what's up? Diane, we're like family. We are family. So, all right. See him, Steven. Steinhatchee, big scalloping area. My phone keeps going off. Those are text alerts. Long E. Steinhatchee? Oh, Steinhatchee? Steinhatchee. It's the word of the week. Steinhatchee. Big rains in Texas. High chance of flooding there along the Texas coastline. Anyway, all right. Well, today the Monday morning quarterbacks will come out online, and we'll enjoy reading everybody's comments on their opinions on Elsa. So it looks like Steinhatchee Steinhatchee could be landfall. Steinhatchee. All right. Cool beans. All right, so hey, we'll be back live tomorrow, Thursday, for sure. I'll be posting here a lot today. We got a lot to catch up on. We'll talk about I'll post some long range modeling stuff. We'll talk about the impacts for South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia. We'll talk about the Texas rains. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you tune in to Mike's Weather page here on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for being supporters. We really appreciate it. We got a lightning. Now I have to make a long E. Yeah, 1921. That was our last big one here in Tampa Bay, 100 years ago. So, all right. So, still got nasty weather out there today. Keep an eye on that radar, and this is not over yet. So we got to shift focus now to Georgia northeastward, and some lingering stuff still in Florida today. So how about that? All right, be good. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.